You're going to love some of the new things that we have going. I'm also just got us to go live on YouTube. So let me share my screen with you and we can get this kicked off. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, great. So I hope you guys are very excited about this. I know I am excited to show you some of our new stuff that we got going on. We definitely have some very exciting new things happening within LumiWealth. We're actually getting ready to launch a brand new website along with a brand new AI product, which is going to be really, really cool. So I'm very excited about a lot of this stuff to show some of this stuff to you. We will be launching that website probably within the next week or so. So definitely very, very exciting times right now at LumiWealth. For now, though, we're going to cover some stuff that's going to get you able to actually run some algorithms, get you started with our products. So today, what we're going to be covering is your first algo workshop. We're going to show you how to run your own algorithms on Render. We'll explain to you basically what that means in a second. We're basically going to be able to launch your own automated trading strategy in minutes. It's going to be super easy, super fast, and we'll get into that in a second. Before we do that, I want to show you guys, first of all, our YouTube channel. So here we are on YouTube. If you guys want to get the recording of this, it is available on our YouTube channel. I'm sharing this inside of our chat here, inside the Zoom chat. So you can see if you go to youtube.com/LumiWealth, or you could just search for LumiWealth inside LumiWealth, right? And then you'll see that we pop up right here. It's a nice icon with a light bulb. And you'll see here that we're actually live right now. So if you click on this, this is us live. All right, okay. Perfect. All right, and then also when you go to our YouTube, make sure that you also like and subscribe. We do put out a lot of free content that I think you guys will find very interesting. And we're going to be putting out a lot more stuff very shortly as well. So if you guys are subscribed to us on YouTube, that's where you're going to get all this stuff. All right, cool. So let's get this kicked off. So first off, a couple of things. Let's take a step back and think about the big picture. Basically, what we're working on is we want to create 24/7 automated trading that adapts to markets. That's basically the name of the game. That's what we work on here. We want to get rid of the guesswork. We want to save you time and allow you to trade more confidently. A lot of people, when they trade manually, there's emotions get involved in that sort of thing. So there's not going to be any guesswork. It makes things a lot easier when you trade using algorithms. And you're also going to learn throughout us, through our programs, how to make your own trading algorithms using AI at LumiWealth. We have a lot of courses on this stuff. We teach you how to build your own trading algorithms. And we're actually going to be launching a brand new course soon that is basically going to be a course about how to use AI to actually create your own algorithms. So if you guys sign up to any of our plans, you actually are going to get that along with it as well. Right? But today what we're going to cover is we're going to teach you how to launch your first algorithm. There's no coding involved. And we're going to make this super simple for you guys. Right? Okay. Also, why is now the time for algo trading? You know, this is actually a very unique time in the world of algo trading. First of all, artificial intelligence is really opening up a lot of doors right now. If you ever want to get into the world of algo trading, now is definitely the time. You know, I was teaching class last night, and I think some people here were there. I'm actually seeing some people on the list here that I actually attended last night. And it's crazy. We're able to build a lot of trading algorithms now purely using artificial intelligence. Now, when I say that, a lot of people think, oh yeah, the AI is going to be doing some magical things. It's, you know, there's all sorts of things they could use with AI. But one of the things I think is the most interesting is that you could actually say, if you have a trading algorithm, something, or you have an idea in mind that you trade with, let's say you trade options or you trade futures or whatever it is that you want to do, and you have a method that you've been doing, it's actually gotten really easy to create algorithms using AI to actually just automate what you're doing. So it's a very unique time right now in the algo trading space. It's a very exciting time. We have a lot of courses on this, and we do have a lot of algorithms they could just use right out of the box. So we're the one-stop shop for algo trading. We really want to make this as easy as possible for you and really drive forward the cutting edge things within the space. Right, so it's definitely a very unique time right now. Also, markets move fast. If you're manual trading, it's probably very stressful for you. It's automated trading just makes things a lot easier. And also the top pros, they're the ones that are automating this stuff. If you look at the top hedge funds, like look at, Renaissance Technologies, look at Two Sigma, all these different guys, they're using algo trading. These are not people sitting there, looking at charts all day and trading stuff. They are not all the biggest hedge funds in the world, all the richest people in the world. That's not what they're doing. They're not on TradingView. They're not placing trades like that. What they're doing is they're building algorithms. They're using big data, using artificial intelligence to analyze what they're doing, and that's how they're getting an edge. And that's what we want to give to you. We want to give you those tools, those abilities to do those things, right? And you could get some proven strategies today. We've already built a bunch of strategies. We have strategies available to you. They could just use right out of the box. Or if you want to, you can also just learn how to make your own, how to automate your own strategies. We are the one-stop shop for all of that. Right. Now, before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So hi, I'm Robert Grezik. Why would you listen to anything that I had to say? Well, first of all, I've been in this space for quite some time. I started coding when I was like a very young kid and built a lot of software companies, including when I was at a company called Greystone. We built out a lending technology. I put together a team. We built out this whole product that's done over $50 billion in loans. After that, I worked at a company called Voyager. You may have heard of them if you're in the crypto space. It was basically an app. When I joined, there's no one in the office. We basically put together the whole team, built everything from scratch. That business ended up being worth $3 billion at one point in time on the stock market. It's a very nice payout for myself. Things worked out quite well there. We've also been helping traders automate strategies for over 5 years here at Lumi Wealth. We've had clients from Google, from MIT, from Goldman Sachs, you name it, big banks. We've done all sorts of crazy cool stuff. So we've definitely done the cutting edge. We've definitely done some of the bigger things within the space as well. And me specifically was coaching a lot of these people. As I mentioned, I've been coding for over 25 years. I have a master's in finance degree as well. I've been working on Wall Street and in fintech firms for over 10 years, and I'm currently managing a few $1 million of investment capital. All right, so that's a little bit about me. And basically, I'm here to make algo trading accessible for you, right? That's the whole goal of our company. That's what we've built here. We want to make more people get into the space of algo trading, because I'm a big believer that very soon in the future, you're not going to be manually trading at all. Like if you're sitting there and actually looking at charts and trading stuff, I can almost guarantee you 100% that will not be a thing anymore in the next few years. AI is getting so powerful, so advanced, it does not make sense for you to sit there and manually trade. All this stuff is getting automated, and it's getting automated very fast, right? And I think we're at the perfect spot right now. As I mentioned, this is the perfect time to get into this sort of space, all right? Okay, so here is what we will do today. This is what we're going to cover for today. So first of all, I'm going to showcase a few of our high-performing strategies. We have a couple of strategies that we've been running for a while. I'm going to show you a couple of them when you sign up for our courses and we sign up for our plans. You're going to get those strategies. Then I'm going to walk you through a simple process on how to run your first algo today. And then we're going to highlight how to access more strategies, support, and training. And then if you stay until the end, we do have a special offer for you. We are running a sale right now. It's a really big sale. This is the time of year when we typically run our biggest sales of the year. So if you guys want to save some money, now is definitely the time to do that. I'll tell you more about that at the end, but you could literally save thousands of dollars off of our plans. So make sure you stick around to the end. I'm also going to share this presentation for you so that you guys can follow along on the slides if you want to do that. I'm going to share that there. And then I'm also going to go in and share this on YouTube. For those of you that are following on YouTube, I am going to put this in the chat there as well. All right, there we go. So if you guys are following on YouTube, you can see the docs there. All right, cool. Quick disclaimer for any of you guys that are, if you're going through this, this is financial products. Make sure that you're speaking to a financial advisor if that makes sense. Make sure that there's, you understand there's risks involved and that sort of thing. But in general, please read over a disclaimer. We are talking about money here, so it's one of the things that is legally required. All right. Okay, cool. Some quick notes. Check out our plans at lumiwealth.com. If you want to see our different plans, they're available there. As I mentioned, we do have a discount going on right now. We do have a big sale going on right now. So if you take a look there, do know that we are having a massive sale. You'll be able to save a lot of money right now off of those plans. And then also I shared the presentation link with you. Okay. So let me show you a couple of our algorithms, right? Let me introduce you a little bit to our world, okay? We have literally hundreds of different algorithms. If you join us, we've built so many different things, but let me show you what it looks like. So if you're to join us, you do get access to our strategy library. And in here, there's a lot of different things available. You can basically scroll through here. There's a ton of different strategies that you choose from. And basically the way that it works is you'll go into one of these strategies, you can read up about what it is. So for example, here's our Congress follower bot. I'll click into that. It basically describes what this thing does, the details of trades based on members of Congress, that sort of thing. There's a way to actually run this strategy, which we'll be talking about today. That's how you deploy it. And then within each of these strategies, within each one of these, you're going to actually see, say if we go into another one here, say if we go into this Condor Martingale, right, is one of my favorites. There's usually a back test folder, and you can actually go through and see what configuration, because each one of our strategies will have a different way that you could set it up. You can use kind of the basic ways that we have it. You can customize these things very thoroughly. There's AI, like I mentioned, you can use AI to even modify the code, but we make it very simple for you guys to modify these strategies to get exactly what you guys want out of it. So if you're someone that likes trading iron condors, for example, here's a strategy that you could use, and all you have to do is make a few little changes, right? And here's our different configurations. We have all these different ones that are kind of made out of the box. You could choose to use one of these, or you can make your own and customize it, right? Okay, so we do have quite a few available. Just wanted to point that out, that we do have quite a large library. Each one of these is a different strategy doing a completely different thing. And each one of these is customizable. So you get a lot of things you could choose from and work with, right? Okay. So let me talk to you about some of my favorites, some of the ones I'm most interested in. But again, by all means, this is not all the ones that we have. If you join us, you do get quite a few different strategies you can choose from. But here's some of the ones that I find the most interesting, and some of the ones that I like the most personally. And also a lot of our clients like the most too. I'll start off with one that definitely gets a lot of people's attention, right? And that's our Congress following bot. This one definitely gets a lot of people's to look over, basically. And what it does is follows members of Congress, right? So it's a Congress following bot. It follows members of Congress. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but ever since the Stocks Act, it is legally required for all Congress members to post their trades. Okay, so you can go to, for example, a website kind of like capitaltrades.com, and you can see basically all the trades that your Congress members are making, right? You can see here, Laurel Lee, a Republican from Florida. What she did today is she bought this Tuhura Biosciences Inc. and sold some Warner Brothers Inc., right? You can see Virginia Fox made some trades as well, bought AbbVie, sold Alliance Resource Partners, right? You can basically see exactly what members of Congress are doing because they are legally required to post their trades. Now, why does this matter, right? Well, if you think about it, Congress members are kind of the ultimate insiders, okay? Not only do Congress members get information that you don't get because they're in Congress, they are being lobbied all the time. So all these companies are telling them, we're going to be doing this new thing. We're going to be making a new pipeline. We're going to be making this new technology. And they're constantly lobbying these Congress members. So they know a lot of these things that are going on at these companies. They have a lot of insider information. But on top of that, they also are the ones that set the laws, right? So if you think about it, imagine if you're a Congress member and you own, let's say, Google stock, or you own Microsoft stock. How do you think you're going to vote on the next bill that's going to impact those companies? Do you think, if you're a Google shareholder, do you think that you'd probably vote in favor or against it, right? So basically, you're going to have a bias for a lot of these Congress members. And you can actually see that in the data. When you look at, and that's what we did. We actually did a bunch of research on this. And we were able to find that a lot of these Congress members, they perform a lot better than the stock market, okay? So here, for example, is this bot that we made that follows Congress members. There's a bunch of different ways they can do it, but the way that we do this is we try to mimic their portfolio as closely as possible. And when you join our services, you actually get this code. You can make it copy any member of Congress that you want. But in this case, we set it up to follow Nancy Pelosi. Okay? And we did an analysis. Everyone talks about she's one of the greatest stock pickers. So we're like, you know what? Is that actually true? Ends up, she is really damn good. Okay. You can see here in the blue is her stocks, right? This is our strategy. This is our automated strategy that can automatically trade this and buy this for you. Okay. In blue. And then in yellow is S&P 500. And you can see here that she absolutely dominates the S&P 500. The S&P was up about 150% over this time period. This is from 2019, January to October 1st, 2024. The stock market was up 150%. She was up 216%. She did almost double the return of the stock market over this about 4-year time period. So doing quite well. Or in other words, it came out to about 22% annualized per year, which is a heck of a lot better than the stock market does. The stock market lately has been doing pretty well, but still only around 12, 13, 14%, where she's doing almost double that per year. So really, really good. We've actually been running this for quite a while. This is a back test. This is our research behind it. But you can actually see that we've been running this in real life and getting some pretty amazing results. So here's Nancy Pelosi's bot. We've been running this since October 4th. Okay? So we run this was October, November, December, January. So about 4 months now. She's up 14.5%. That is a heck of a lot better than the stock market did over that time period. If we take a look here, if we go into like Yahoo Finance, you'll be able to see, if we compare the S&P 500 over the past even 6 months, the S&P 500 is up only 6%, right? Whereas Nancy Pelosi is up 14.5%. Maybe if we say when this started in October here, right? So this is about that same time here, right? So the S&P was up maybe 5-6%, whereas Nancy Pelosi's bot, the one that we're using to follow her, is up triple that of the stock market. Really, really big outperformance. Doing really well. It makes sense. She owns some really good names here that I think you would recognize. She owns a lot of NVIDIA. That's 22% of her portfolio. 12% of her portfolio is Amazon. She owns Microsoft. She owns AB. I think that's AbbVie. She owns Disney. A lot of companies that have done quite well lately. So she is definitely a good stock picker. All right. So that's for Nancy Pelosi, right? And if you guys joined our platform, if you guys joined one of our plans, you would get access to this, and you would be able to run this bot right now, right? And I don't mean it's going to take a little bit of time in the future, whatever. I mean during this session right now, if you place an order, bought our product right now, we can actually get this up and running for you within the next 30 minutes. Okay, it's actually very easy to get up and running. You can get that started, no problem. Right. So there's a Nancy Pelosi version of the bot. We also did this for other Congress members too. So for example, here, like I mentioned, it's very easy to modify this. Here's the version that follows another Congress member called Mark Green. And this guy also performed quite well. Okay. And again, very easy to switch this. It's really literally just one line that you change. And we're able to run this for Mark Green. And what we found really interesting about him is Mark Green, if you've never heard of him, he is a Republican from Texas. And basically what he does is he invests in oil companies. And we looked this up. We're like, is he on the board of some oil companies, something like that? Does he have some sort of insider information? Ends up he's not, right? Maybe that'd be a little bit too suspicious. But he is definitely a really good stock picker. If you take a look here, in blue is his strategy, right? This is us following Mark Green. And then in yellow is S&P 500, okay? Also about a 4-year time period. And what you can see here is that the S&P 500 went up and down a lot. It moved quite a bit. But he not only did he do a lot better than the S&P 500, but he also didn't go through that bear market. So if you guys remember, 2022 was a pretty brutal year for stocks. He basically did not experience that whatsoever. His stocks just kept going straight up and up and up. So if you had been invested in this Mark Green following bot, you would have actually seen basically no bear market, and you would have just been making money year after year following this strategy. So really good bot there, Congress following bot. I know a lot of people are very interested in this one, and it makes sense. These guys, again, they have insider information, and they are able to actually sway the laws for a lot of these companies. So it makes sense that following these members of Congress will give you a nice edge. All right. Okay, so that's one of our bots. And let me know if you guys have any questions around any of this. So we have quite a few other bots that we're able to do as well. Okay, so that's our Congress following bot. Here's another bot. Here's one that we built a while ago, and this is actually one of my favorites. This is one that we built maybe 2-3 years ago. It was one of the first bots we built and started actually running money with. So I've actually been running this with real money for some time. I'll show you what my account looks like. But basically, what this does is it copies a very famous investor. If you guys have ever heard of him, called Ray Dalio. Okay. If you've never heard of Ray Dalio, I very strongly suggest you read his books. He has a really good book called Principles, another really good one called The Changing World Order. Honestly, I feel like he's an oracle. This guy knows freaking everything when it comes to finance. He is probably the best person in terms of predicting what's going to happen in the market. And it makes sense. He runs one of the biggest hedge funds on earth. Actually, he doesn't run anymore. He's retired now. But he founded one of the biggest hedge funds on earth. I believe they manage something like $200 billion worth of money. He is an extremely successful investor, arguably one of the most successful investors in all of history, right? He is retired now. He's basically writing books and sharing his knowledge. He's a really interesting guy to follow because he's one of the hedge fund people that will actually tell you what they're doing. Whereas a lot of the other hedge fund guys just, they want to keep things very hush-hush because, that's their edge. They don't want to be talking too much about it. Whereas this guy is a little different. He's retired and he just really wants to share his secrets with the world. And he is, again, one of the most successful investors of all time. So anyways, he wrote a section in a book a little while ago with Tony Robbins. And Tony Robbins wrote this book that basically said, asking all these like really, really good investors, what would you recommend for the average person to do? How should they be investing? And what Ray Dalio said is that you should be putting your money into something like an all-weather portfolio. Yeah. And now the all-weather portfolio is also one of the hedge funds that Ray Dalio runs. They have a couple of them. They have the all-weather portfolio. They have an alpha fund. They have a few other ones. But the all-weather portfolio, I believe, is their largest fund. They have something like $150 billion in this. It's huge. Okay. And what he does and what he recommends is to basically invest your money in this sort of way. Okay. He says you should split your money up and diversify very well. Okay. You should put 30% of your money into stocks, 40% of your money into long-term bonds, 15% of your money into intermediate term bonds. These are US treasuries or other bonds around the world. 7.5% of your money into diversified set of commodities. So things like livestock and corn and soybeans and that kind of stuff. And then 7.5% of your money into gold. Okay. And the reason why he says to do this is because if you actually do the math behind it, this is what would have given you a very, very stable return over a long period of time. If you're someone who's managing large amounts of money, like he is basically, or if you're running, money for an institution, or if you're running money for, for example, I manage a lot of money for my family. There is a, it's a fairly large fund. You want to make sure that you keep that money safe, right? So this is a very good idea to keep money safe. If you actually do the math over time, it's one of the most stable portfolios that you could possibly make, right? Now, this is very interesting advice, right? One of the best investors in the world, this is what he says to do. I think there's a lot of credence to that, right? But now the problem with what he says is, yes, it is very stable, right? But it's only going to make you something like 7.5% per year. This is the average annual return is 7.5%. If you compare it to the stock market does around 10 or 12%. So that's quite a bit better than what Ray Dalio suggests, right? So that's not ideal, right? I don't know about you, but if you're managing a larger set of money, if for example, like myself, I'm managing this money for my parents' retirement, that sort of thing, you want to have something a little bit more stable, right? But if you're especially a younger person, or if you're looking to make higher returns, you probably want to do something a little bit more risky than this, right? So that's basically what we put together, okay? What we did was we basically took Ray Dalio's idea of diversifying well, putting it into a bunch of different asset classes, and back testing this over a very long time period. But we did a twist, okay? We used these new leveraged ETFs that they've been around for maybe 10, 12, 15 years now. Leveraged ETFs, kind of like TQQQ. Now, if you've never heard of TQQQ, it is one hell of a freaking strategy. So check this out. So this is TQQQ. Basically what it is, it's a triple leveraged NASDAQ. So you might recognize QQQ is the NASDAQ, right? That's if you want to buy the NASDAQ in the United States, that's what you do. It's usually a bunch of tech companies, Google, Apple, Facebook, all that kind of stuff are in there, as well as a lot of other small tech companies. And basically what this does is it takes that NASDAQ or the QQQ and triple leverages it, right? So in other words, if the NASDAQ is up 1%, this thing will be up 3%. But then it's also, if it's down 1%, it will also be down 3%. Okay, so it is much riskier. Okay, but the returns are freaking crazy if you look at it over a long time period. So here's basically how it's performed. If you were to go from when it started, okay, if you had put your money into this when it started, and that was around February 2010, okay, you would be up 18,662%. Now, I challenge you to find a stock that has done that well. Okay, let's go into this here. Let's take a look at how this even compares to even some of the ones that have done the best. If we compare this to even Apple, right? Okay, you're seeing this thing is outperforming Apple, right? This is cut off here. You're seeing it outperforms Apple over the past 5 years. You'll see that outperforms Google, it outperforms all the best stocks they can possibly find. And it's actually a little bit less risky because it does some diversification in there as well, right? But what's very interesting, okay, is how it compares to if you had just bought the S&P 500, or if you had just bought the NASDAQ, like the QQQ, okay? Over this time period, over a 5-year time period, the QQQ would be up 135%. If you had invested in this thing, you'd be up 240%, okay? If you go back a little further, right? This is even giving the NASDAQ and S&P a lot more time, right? In this case, NASDAQ is up 872%, S&P is up 1,200%, whereas this ETF, the triple leverage, is up 18,000%. Significantly more than any of these other things, than investing in S&P or investing in NASDAQ or anything like that, 18, 19 times. So just think about that. If you had put in some money into this, let's say if you put in $1,000 into this, you would have 187 times more money than that, right? So you could turn $1,000 into almost $200,000 over this time period. It's wild. This thing is one hell of a good returning asset. It's a very, very good ETF to be in. However, if you are buying into this thing, you should know that it is quite risky, right? It does have a lot of these ups and downs, right? So here it had in 2022 had quite a large drop, right? And there's other such times like that where it is leveraged. I mean, you do see this thing move quite a bit. So what we did is we married the two strategies, right? We took Ray Dalio's all-weather approach that basically reduces risk like crazy, right? Makes things very, very stable. And we put in these leveraged ETFs. And we did not only leverage ETFs for the NASDAQ, but we also did it for S&P 500. We also did it for the other things we recommend, like gold and bonds and all kinds of stuff. We triple leveraged everything, right? And this is what we got out of it. We got our diversified leveraged portfolio. This thing is a beast, okay? If you take a look at this here, this is from February 2010 to June 2024. So about 14, 15 years of back testing. You can see it just absolutely dominates the S&P 500. Again, in blue is this strategy that we're running when we back tested it. And this is in yellow, the S&P 500. And we are just absolutely dominating the S&P. The S&P did maybe a 400% return. We did 4,000% return. Significantly higher, about 29% a year. Really, really good returns. Now, I've also been running this myself for quite a while too. Right, this is not just back testing. This is me with real money. Okay, I put in to this something like 4,500 or 3,500 bucks a little bit back in the day. I actually want to put a lot more into this very shortly. I put in about 3,500 bucks. I'm up already 42% since I started. I've made $1,400 trading this thing. Basically doing nothing. I just put money into this, turned on the algorithm, left it alone. It's making me literally hundreds of dollars every month. Very simple and easy thing to do. Right? Can you put a Discord link to join? Yeah, I mean, this Discord is not publicly available. If you join our services, you will get access to this. Here's a link to the actual Discord server if you want to go in there. If you want to actually look at these things, it is not publicly available. However, as I mentioned, we will be running a new website very shortly. We're going to start up a new website. We're hoping to launch it by today. We're a little bit behind schedule, but probably by the end of this week, if you guys watch out for the emails, we are going to be launching our new website, and you'll be able to watch any of these strategies going through it. To give you a little preview, this is basically what it looks like. You'll be able to have a website where you can actually follow along like this, right? This is not launched yet, but we will have this available for you. It's not working right now. But basically, you'll be able to go through, you'll be able to see all the different strategies that we have. You'll be able to poke through all of them and see how they're working. So keep an eye out for that. We will be launching this website very soon. Hopefully by Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Keep an eye out in your emails. We're going to make a big splash with it because you'll be able to actually go in and follow all of our strategies. Not through Discord, but through our website, and you'll be able to, narrow it down. How did I do last month? How to do whatever. We want to be very transparent. So keep an eye out for those emails and text messages. We'll be making quite a big splash with that. Right? Okay, cool. Any other questions, guys? All right, so that's two of our strategies. Okay, we have our Congress following bot. We have our diversified leverage bot. Again, we do it like if you join our plans, we have literally over 100 strategies they could choose from. I'm just showing you a couple of our highlights. Here's another one that I really like. Okay, this is what we call Alpha Picks. This is our Alpha Picks following bot. Okay? And the reason why we call that is because it follows Alpha Picks. If you've ever heard of Seeking Alpha, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Seeking Alpha. This is this website here that that basically let me log out. That basically Seeking Alpha is basically like a news site for stocks. It's been around for a very long time. If you guys have been in the investing world for a while, you've probably heard of these guys. They have been putting out articles for a long time about all these different investing things. And what's really interesting is that there's some really smart investors on here that basically post their analysis on different things. They talk about, this guy's talking about NVIDIA, this guy's talking about probably the debt in the US or something like that. There's all these different really interesting articles on here. And what that does is it gives these guys a big, unique advantage in data. They have a lot of data through Seeking Alpha because people have been posting lots of articles on here. They have lots of data from the S&P. So what they did was they created their own basically stock picking service, right? Where basically they'll tell you every month they give you 2 new stock picks, and basically will say, based on our analysis, this is what we think you should be buying, right? So if you go into here, this is Alpha Picks, okay? Right, and this is how they've performed, okay? They have been giving 2 different stock picks for about 2 years now. They started somewhere before September 2022. Actually, it's in July of 2022. Okay, and they have been giving out 2 stock picks every month. Okay, now some of these stock picks have done really, really well, and I'll show you some of them and why I'm so excited about this because I've made a ton of money off of this. But this is how they perform. So in the blue is their stock picks, and then in the gray is S&P 500. You can see here that they've done almost triple the S&P 500 over this 2-year time period, only picking stocks, not even doing no leverage, no options, nothing like that, just picking stocks. They've tripled the S&P 500, and they've done really, really well. So what we did is we built a bot basically that copies them, okay? But let me tell you about why we built this bot, okay? So let me log into one of my accounts here. Here's one account that I manage. All right, so I'm going to log into this investment account here. And I'll show you some of the picks that they gave, yeah? Because some of the picks are quite wild, and there's some really, really nice returns. So here is one of the investment portfolios I run. There's about $1.1 million in here. Okay, I'll click into there. There's a stock holiday that's happening tomorrow. All right, cool. Okay, so here's that investment portfolio that I run, and here's a couple of the picks that they gave me. Okay, so one pick that they recommended was something called Modine Manufacturing. Okay, they recommended this something like a year ago, maybe. Okay, so I said, okay, you know what? You're recommending this. I did a little bit of research on it. I'm like, okay, Modine Manufacturing, it sounds pretty cool. They manufacture like trucks and stuff like that, like electric trucks and things like that. I'm like, sounds like a pretty cool company. So I put in about $26,000 into it. Okay. Since then, about a year ago, maybe a little, give and take a few months, that $26,000 has turned into $157,000. In other words, I've made almost $131,000 off of this one stock pick, or in other words, about 500% return in around a year. That's a pretty damn good return. I challenge you to find other stocks that have done that well, outside of NVIDIA or something like that. Really, really good return on Modine Manufacturing. Another one that they recommended, let me see, here is this Powell, okay? This is a recommendation that they gave as well. I said, you know what? You did a good job in the first one. Why don't I give you some money for this one? So Powell, they gave this recommendation maybe about 8, 9, 10 months ago, something like that. I put in $15,000. Since then, that $15,000 has turned into $61,000. I've made $46,000 almost off of this one recommendation from Alpha Picks, or about a 300% return. Another one, Sprouts Farmers. This one was more recent. I put in $24,000. It's now worth $43,000, almost 100% return on that one, right? Synchrony Financial, another one, $14,000 put in, $21,000 is what it's worth right now. So some really, really nice stock picks that they're making, and they have a lot more of this, okay? But now you could sign up to their service, right? You could just go to Seeking Alpha. You could pay for Alpha Picks. You can get that. It's something like $400 or $500 a year for their service. It's worth it. For me, I have no problem paying that. It's made me many, many times that already. But even if you sign up for their service, the problem is that you still actually have to listen to what they're doing, right? So I actually, I got frustrated one day because I was like, they're giving these really good stock picks, and then they gave one stock pick. I forget the actual ticker symbol, but they gave this one stock pick, and I was like, okay, I should buy this, whatever. And life gets in the way. I got distracted. I didn't end up buying it, right? I looked back on it a couple months later. This thing was up 1,000%. It was literally the best performing stock in the entire stock market is what they picked. I was kicking myself. I was like, what the hell? I would have made so much money off this. It would have been easily $100,000 move. So after that, I was like, you know what? Screw this. What we're going to do is we built out basically a bot that copies them automatically, right? So all you need to do is basically sign up, use our bot, right? And it will automatically copy what these guys are doing, right? So instead of you having to go in there, every time they say to buy something, you have to go and buy whatever. We do that for you automatically with this bot. And on top of that, what's also important is that a lot of times they take things off of their list, and it will do that too, right? So whenever they say to recommend to buy something, they'll buy it. And whenever they recommend to sell something, it will sell it. So all automated. You don't have to do anything. You simply link your account, hit go, and that's it, right? And again, if you guys want to run this bot, you can actually do it right now. I'll show you how to do it exactly in this session. You'll be able to run this bot. Okay. But let me show you how this thing's been doing, because it's actually really interesting. So first of all, their stock picks have been doing better than the S&P 500, beating it by quite a nice margin. But we actually took it a step further with our bot. So not only do they have these picks, but they also tell you what they recommend. They either say, okay, this is, it's either a hold, a buy, or a strong buy. Okay. So we said, you know what, why don't we make a bot? Why don't we allow you to customize even how that is going to work, right? So do you want to follow the holds or not, right? Do you want to follow the buys or not? Do you want to follow the strong buys, right? So we built one bot that just copies them normally. Okay. This is just regularly copying alpha picks. And it has done well. We've been running this since August 20th. It's up about 5%, almost 5.5% since August 20th. That's pretty good. You know, I think that's being the stock market. So that's a nice result. But we actually got a lot better returns when we started to even narrow it down more, right? We said, you know what? We don't even want to keep those ones that say hold. We just want to have the ones that you're recommending as a buy or a strong buy. Okay. That's what we call this buy plus bot. Okay. And that one, instead of being up 5.24%, this one is actually up 17.5%. Significantly better returns than just that regular follow seeking alpha bot, right? That was amazing. I'm like, holy crap, you know, we tripled the returns, more than tripled the returns, just by saying we forget about their holds. We just do their buys and their strong buys. Very cool, right? Okay, we took it a step further than that. You know, what if we only bought the ones that you said are a strong buy? We ignored everything else. Okay, so that's what this is. It's this Alpha Pick strong buy bot. This one did even better. This one's up 20% since August 20th. Significantly better than the stock market. I think there's something like triple or quadruple what the stock market did. So if you think about it, this is August, September, October, November, December, about 4 months, let's say 4.5 months, and it's up 20%. So we're doing something like 4-5% a month with this bot. Very, very nice. I've been running this. This is with our paper trading. I would run this with real money. It's made me already in here. I have made $1,700 running this bot. I have $13,000 in this account right now. It's been doing quite well for me. And I'm actually planning to put a lot more money into this. I'm actually looking to put another $100,000 or $200,000 into this bot because it's done so damn freaking well. So really happy about this one. Okay, cool. Any questions on that, by the way? All right, so I've showed you 3 different bots. I've showed you our Congress following bot. I've shown you how you can modify that. You can basically change it up. I've showed you our diversified leverage bot. I've showed you our Alpha Picks bot. Now I'm going to show you a couple other ones. I'm going to show you some of our option strategies. But again, know that we have tons and tons of these bots. We are literally inventing new bots every single week. If you join our programs, you can actually join us. Like for example, last night we were working on a scalping bot. Right, we're using pivot points to do scalping. Right, so that was a bot that we were doing before that. We're also working on a crypto meme trading bot that trades Solana meme coins. That's something you could get from us as well. We have quite a few different bots they could choose from. Okay. Let me read off a message here. Ernesto says, impressive. Thank you very much, Ernesto. I appreciate that. Definitely really, really cool bots. But we have a lot more. We have lots and lots of new bots. And again, we're even building out, like I said, in our new website, we're making it very easy for you guys to create your own. So if you join us on our Tuesday sessions, you could actually, we can build a bot for you during that session. You could help us build new bots, but we're also making AI products and a course to actually show you how to use AI to actually make these bots yourself, because we're going to have a whole website. We're building out a whole marketplace. You know, we have our own bots they could use, but we want to make it so that everyone in the community now starts contributing, right? So that's something that we're working on. And again, we're launching that website very shortly. Right? Okay, cool. So let me show you a couple more. So here's our options EMA spreads bot. Okay, this is a really cool bot too. We made this one a couple months ago. Again, during our Tuesday sessions is where we always build our bots. Every Tuesday night, we get together and we build bots live in real time. You guys can watch that. You can be a part of it. If there's a bot that you want to have built, we can actually build it out there as well. But here's our EMA spreads bot. Basically what this does is it trades something called option spreads. So if you guys are options traders, okay, you'll know what a spread is. So option spread looks something like this, right? This is what we call a bull call spread, right? That will basically make you money if a stock goes up in price. But importantly, it caps your losses, caps your gains, and allows you to take on some leverage. Okay. So you're basically betting on something going up, but you're able to reduce your risk and you're able to add a little bit of leverage so that you can actually make more money on the move, right? So it's a really popular way for a lot of options traders to bet on moves. They're complicated to put together normally, which is great because we have a bot that can do that automatically for you. But then we're also doing a lot of other really interesting things, right? So with this one in particular here, the SPY2, this is the specific version of this. We have many different versions of this bot. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of other ones. But this one we call SPY2. This is that version of it. What it does is it trades SPY, puts on these bull call spreads, okay? But it only puts on those spreads when certain criteria are met. For example, if the VIX is low enough, right, meaning that volatility is not too crazy. Also, if we're trending up, we're making sure that we're in a bull market, not in a bear market. So we do that by using some moving averages. We're checking to see, are we in an uptrending market right now or not? So you can see here that it actually was able to cut out this entire bear market because of that. Because it was trending downwards, VIX was too high, it automatically did not invest during that time period. But it made quite a bit of money trading on this time period here, okay? It also does a few other things. It automatically legs in. There's a lot of really interesting things that it does. And if you get this code, you can actually customize it quite a bit to make it do exactly what you want it to do, okay? So this is that EMA spread spot. Really, really significant returns. When we back tested this thing, this is from June 2021 till September 2024. We ran a back test of this, so basically simulated how this would have ran over this time period. We got basically a 622% return over this time period, or in other words, about 83% per year is what this bot was generating. And keep in mind, that's also when it took a big break during the bear market of 2022. So it took a big break for a year and still did 83% a year. Quite freaking crazy. I've actually been running this one with real money. Here's that bot. Here's how it's been performing. I put in September, on September 18th, I put in about $4,000 into this bot, and it's up 26% already. Okay, so I have made 26% or about $1,000 investing in this bot since September. So is that September, October, November, December, January? So not even 4 months, I've made 26% on this bot. So what is that? That's 6, 7, 8% a month. I think about 6.5 or 7% a month returns on the spot, doing quite well. As you can see, very nice returns here. Huge upward swings in this spot. Okay, so that's our options EMA spread spot. That's our for SPY2. We also, if you want, you can customize this thing. You get the code. You can customize this thing however you want. And here I customized it to basically use, or I should say our community worked on this because there's a whole group of people doing this stuff all the time. This is this trading SPY, IWM, and GLD to diversify a little bit. So it's not all just in one symbol. It's not just all in SPY. It's diversified a bit. And we got some very interesting results here as well. This one did about 73% a year, or 806% in total from September 2020 to September 2024. So about 4 years, 800%, or about 73% a year is what this thing was performing. So really, really nice results. As you see, very stable, nice up into the right type graph. So really, really nice returns here with this strategy as well, right? So again, when you get our bots, you're going to get a lot of different bots here. I've only showed you a couple right now. I've showed you our Congress trading bot. I've showed you our diversified leverage bot, our alpha picks bot, our EMA spreads bot. There's only 4 of them. We have literally over 100 that you could choose from, customize to get them to do exactly what you want them to do, right? Okay, I'm going to show you one more, and this is one of my favorites too. So here's our Iron Condor trading bot. So if you guys trade options, you'll know when Iron Condor is. It's one of the most popular trading strategies, right? Basically, what it does is it will bet on volatility, right? So you're not betting on whether the market's going up or down. you're betting on the market not moving too much, right? So if you look at it here, it basically looks like this. As long as your stock price stays in the middle, you're profitable. If it moves too much to the left or to the right, meaning the stock price goes up or down too much, you end up losing money, but you have a capped loss, okay? So basically, it's an income producing strategy, right? You put on Iron Condor, you're going to make a little bit of money every day, every day, every day. That's what this thing does. It day trades it, right? Every day, you're going to earn a little bit of money, a little bit of money, a little bit of money. And then when things kind of go off track, you'll lose money, but there's a capped loss. You're not going to have big losses from that, right? So really interesting strategy. Some of the smartest investors that I know are putting their money into Iron Condors and have done very well with these things. So we said, what the heck? Why don't we create one of these things? So here's the Iron Condor bot. We have quite a few different configurations we've made. You can customize this thing however you want. This is the SPY12 configuration. We have a bunch of other ones, some ones I'm very excited about, some new ones. But here's the SPY12. Basically what it does, it's doing things like monitoring the VIX. It's doing things like looking at implied volatility, and then putting on these condors. You can customize all this stuff. This version of it did about 77% a year. When we back tested it, or about 1,300% over a 4-year time period, 13 times your money. I'd say that's pretty damn good over 4 years. Here's another version of it, this SPY 26. This one, we actually added a martingale to it. So we're able to get some really nice stable results. You see that nice, very, very nice, stable up and to the right graph. Where else are you going to find these types of returns? Really, really nice Iron Condor with a martingale as well. That was producing about 82% a year on our back test. And we were actually able to get some pretty damn nice returns too. Here's one that I've been running, one of the versions. Very nice and stable returns. It's going straight up and to the right. You can see it's the stock market moves up and down like crazy. This thing's just been nice and stable for me. It's made me about 10% returns already since September 12th. But there's also all these different versions. It depends on how much risk you want to take. Like this one's a little bit more of a stable version of it. If you want to take more risk, you could do that. You can modify this thing to take bigger risks. You can make it. Some of these things are double, triple your money in a year kind of things if you're willing to take that kind of risk as well. But that's up to you. You guys can customize it. You guys get the code when you join us, and you're able to actually modify these things. We show you how to modify it. We show you how to actually run these strategies exactly the way that you want them to run. All right. Okay, cool. So I've showed you a couple strategies now. I've showed you our Congress following bot. I've showed you our diversified leverage bot. I've showed you our Alpha Picks bot. I've showed you our EMA spreads bot. I've showed you our Iron Condor trading bot. We have quite a few different ones that you can choose from. Before we jump into how to actually run these things, I'm going to put some questions out to you. Do you guys have any questions around anything that I've showed you so far? If you guys are following us on YouTube or anything like that, I'm also checking your messages there as well. Right, so feel free to type out, or you guys can also turn on your microphones if you would like to do that. That's why we do these things live, so that you can actually see some of these different strategies and you can actually interact. So if you guys have any questions, let me know before we jump into how to actually run these things. And again, I've only showed you something like 4, 5, or 6 different strategies here. We have literally over 100 that you could choose from and customize and run them exactly the way you want them to run. Okay, cool. Okay, so let me show you how to actually set these things up, okay? So we're going to be using a broker called Alpaca for this, okay? The reason why we use Alpaca, they're honestly one of my favorite brokers right now. These guys are great. They're specifically made for API trading. So if you want to use trading bots and things like that, they're made specifically for that. They make things very easy. You could trade crypto options or stocks with them. They're very easy to get an account up and running. They're one of my favorite brokers personally, right? We do work with a bunch of other brokers too. If you want to work with, Interactive Brokers or Coinbase, or we work with Tradier. There's a bunch of other brokers that we work with. If you're interested in using one of those brokers, you can do that as well. But we're going to show you today how to connect to Alpaca. because they are one of the easiest to use and to get up and running. Okay. So first things first, you're going to need an account with them. So you're going to go to alpaca.markets, www.alpaca.markets. I'm going to share that in the chat here, right? Okay. So you'll go to this website, and then basically you want to click on sign up for free. You're going to go through the process. When you do that, you're going to fill in your first name, last name, your country. They do support quite a few different countries now. We've had clients from Australia and Singapore and a bunch of different countries in Europe. I think Germany they support as well. So there's a lot of different countries that they support. Either way, put in whatever your country is, your email, and then your password, and then hit sign up. Once you do that, they're going to send you an email. You're going to have to confirm your email address. So you'll open up your email and then click confirm. And then once you do that, you'll be able to log in. So let me go back here, and I'm going to log in and show you what this looks like. You go to Login Trading API. And then I'm going to log in here, Alpaca demo. My MFA code. Let's go Alpaca demo. I have a lot of accounts with them. Here's that code. Okay, cool. So when you log in, you're going to see something like this. Okay. They're going to ask you to create an account, right? You can create an individual account. You can create a corporate account. That's up to you. You can go ahead and do that if you want. But I would recommend you don't do it for now. Right now, we're just going to focus on paper trading just to get a bot up and running for you. We're going to use fake money for now. But if you want to switch over this bot to use real money, it is quite simple to do that. And I'll show you as we go through it how you can actually set this up with real money. Okay. But for now, we're just going to use fake money. We'll go in the top left-hand corner, just click on home, right? And then you can see basically here's a fake account. Okay, this is a new thing that they have. That's pretty cool. Basically, here's a fake account. I'm going to reset this account. Where is that? There's a reset. Whatever, it's not a big deal. But basically, you're going to be given an account and you get a bunch of fake money cash in it, right? You usually start with about $100,000. Okay. When you're on this page, you'll notice a couple of things. You can see basically what you own and a bunch of other stuff, right? If you just join them, you'll see that it's brand new. There isn't really going to be much there. But what I want you to do is go down to the section that says API keys. If you're on a bigger screen, it's going to be on the right-hand side. If you're on a smaller screen, it's just going to be at the bottom, right? Either way, look for this API keys section. There's going to be a button here. You want to click on generate, or in my case, regenerate, because these are new keys. Click on that, and you're going to get yourself a key and a secret. Okay? You might be wondering what the heck is that? Basically, it's how machines communicate with each other is using APIs. And the key and the secret, you can think of kind of like a username and password, because you don't want to give it your actual username and password. That's going to be a security risk. So you want to instead get these API keys, and these are temporary passwords that you can use for your trading bots to be able to actually say, go to Alpaca and start placing trades and doing that kind of stuff. All right. Okay, cool. So once you have that, right, here's some the slides of that. You go to Alpaca.markets, click sign up, fill in the form, confirm your email, log in, and then go to home in the top left-hand corner. And then you're going to scroll down to API keys. You're going to generate new keys, and then we're going to keep these keys there. Okay. So keep this tab open, leave the tab open. We're going to come back to it a bit later. The key and secret we're going to be using in future parts of this as well. Okay. So that's the key and the secret. So just leave that tab open. We will come back to it. Okay. Any questions about that so far? I think that's pretty straightforward, hopefully. Just create an account, get your API keys. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to go into GitHub. Okay. So GitHub, if you guys have never heard of it, let me see here. Ernest says all good, very straightforward. Awesome. Great. Thanks, Ernesto. Cool. Okay, so GitHub, if you guys have never heard of it, you're probably not software engineers if you haven't, right? But basically, GitHub.com is a website that people use to share code, right? This is probably the most popular, actually, definitely the most popular website in the world to share code between people. Okay, it's owned by Microsoft. They acquired GitHub for something like 10 or 20 billion dollars a little while ago. Really big acquisition. GitHub is, if you're a developer, you have definitely heard of GitHub, 100%. So basically, once you're on this site, you want to create an account, right? And then you want to go over to github.com/LumiWealth-strategies. I'm going to share this link in the chat. You just click on that link. And this is what I was showing you guys earlier. This is our strategy library, right? This is where we keep all of these strategies. Now, if you're a paying customer, you will be able to access all of these different strategies that we have here. Like I said, we have, literally dozens of strategies in here, okay, that you can choose from. Or if you're not a subscriber, if you're someone that isn't paying us yet, you're not a member of our plans yet, then you'll also just see the stock example algo here. Okay, you'll have just this one example algo. Okay, and that's what we're going to be using today. Just so everyone can kind of follow along, even if you guys are not subscribers, you'll be able to see how this works. Okay, so go here, click on stock example algo, and this is what we're going to be running today. Okay. All right, so when you go into here, you'll see that basically you can go into the stock example algo. You'll see that there's a description of what the strategy does. It's a pretty simple strategy. All it does is buy those leverage ETFs that I was showing you before. Quite simple. There's a button here that says deploy to render. That's what we're going to be using in a second. But let me show you before that. You can go into backtest here, the backtest folder. You can actually see how each of these performed, right? So here's, for example, one configuration that uses TQQQ and SPY. This is what it looks like. It made 28% a year, right? So you can kind of see, oh, is this something that you're interested in that you want to use, right? Or you can go back and you can see this other one that uses TQQQ and UPro. This one did 31% a year or 1,700% over about a 10-year time period. Quite nice returns. So you could choose one of those, right? Yeah, these are just examples. These are not anything close to like our best strategies, but they will work for you. So even if you're not a paying customer, you could actually see this stuff actually work and trade for you. Okay. All right. So once you're on this page, right, in the example algo, we're going to come down here to the deploy to render button, and that's where we're going to live for a little bit. Okay. Before I do that, though, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to check up on these slides. So basically, go to our algorithm library, right? We have one example algorithm that you could use for free. Our starter plan, if you sign up for a starter plan, comes with 5 different algorithms that you choose from. And if you're on our pro or all access plan, those are plans for LumiWealth, then you're going to get all the different algorithms that we have, everything we talked about today, and a lot more. There's quite a few really cool ones that we have that you can use. And then when you want to run the algo, like I mentioned, you're going to scroll down to this deploy to render button, and that's where you're going to click on, and that's how you're going to actually run this thing. Okay. All right, cool. Any questions so far? Hopefully this is all fairly straightforward so far. All we've done is create an account with Alpaca, gotten our API keys, and then gone to GitHub and actually found this strategy that we're talking about. And if you are a subscriber, feel free to pick whatever strategy it is that you want to deploy. You can pick whichever one that you can actually run, and we can do that for you right now. Okay. What is render is the question here. That is a very good question. It's actually perfect timing. So let me show you what render is. Okay. So render, for those of you who don't know, and we're about to start using this, is this right here. Okay. This is how we're going to be running our algorithms. Okay. Now, if you're a subscriber to us, you can run your algorithms off of your computer. If that's what you choose to do, you can do that. But what we recommend is that you run your algorithms in the cloud. Okay. Now, you guys may have heard of in the cloud. If you're not coders, you might wonder, what the heck is the cloud? What is that, right? Maybe you've heard of something called AWS. You've heard of Google Cloud. You may have heard of Microsoft Azure. These are all cloud companies. Basically, what it is, this cloud is just a giant warehouse full of computers. So, for example, Amazon has a giant warehouse in North Virginia, literally huge. Okay, this thing, you would need almost like a bike to go across it. So it's so gigantic. You may have seen these things in TV shows where you just walk and it's just like rows and rows and rows and rows of computers, just tons of them all set up. Okay, these things are where basically the entire internet lives, right? The entire internet lives in these giant warehouses full of computers. Okay, and it's a really good place to basically keep your code and to run code. And the reason why is, first of all, they have backup generators in case anything happens. They have professionals that are constantly monitoring these servers, upgrading them, making sure that things are running properly. They have things that probably, if a nuclear war broke out in the world, these are probably the safest places on earth to be. They have armed guards. A lot of them are built into mountains. Microsoft has some that are actually underwater. They're like a kilometer underwater or a mile underwater, something like that. These are probably as safe places to be in the world if a nuclear war broke out. Backup generators, they have all that kind of stuff built in. So these things are literally made to be warehouses full of computers that have backup generators, that have internet access no matter what. They're very, very stable. And this is basically where the world's internet lives, right? So this is definitely a very good spot for you to be running your own trading algorithm, right? As opposed to, if you want to run it on your own computer, you could do that, right? But what if the power goes out in your house, right? What if your internet goes out, right? What if your internet is too slow, right? There's a lot of problems that you can have running on your computer. So instead, what we choose to do is we choose to run it in the cloud, right? We want to run it in these big server farms. We want to offload this challenge to someone else, run this for me, make sure that it has internet access, make sure that nothing bad happens with it. They have armed guards to protect it, all that kind of stuff. So if you're going to put your code anywhere, any place, this is probably the safest place to be running your strategies. Okay, so that's basically what Render is. Okay, is giving you the ability to run your code in one of these server farms. And very specifically, Render, there's a bunch of different companies like this, AWS and Azure and all these other things. Specifically, Render just makes this very, very easy for you. Okay, so it's really kind of just like a one click. We make it very simple, very easy to get up and running. It's $7 a month, very cheap, comparatively speaking, to a lot of these other things. They make it very easy, very cheap for you to run your own algorithms. Okay, so that's what we're going to be using for these things. All right, it's a great question. Thank you. Okay, cool. So let's set that up. Okay, so here, what you're going to do is you're going to go into this strategy in GitHub, and you're going to click on that deploy to render button. Okay, when you click on that, this is what's going to happen. Okay, for me, because I have an account already with them, basically it just shows up like this. It says fill in your name, and then it says it's going to be $7 a month, and I can just click deploy blueprint. Okay, very simple once you have an account. If you do not have an account, you're going to have to create an account with them, and this is what it's going to look like. Okay, you're going to click that deploy to render button. Okay, then it's going to take you to this page here where it says sign in or sign up. You're going to have to click on sign up if you do not have an account with them. It's going to be down here. They're going to send you an email. You're going to have to verify your email. Okay, and then once you verified it, they're going to ask you a couple questions. What's your name and that kind of stuff. They want to get to know you a little bit, and you're going to have to fill in your payment information. Okay, this is a server. You're going to be renting out a server from them, so it does cost money. It's going to be $7 a month to run this thing. Okay. We're actually going to be launching a website soon to make this very easy for you. Right? Okay, so once you've done that, you filled in your payment information there, then you're going to have to link GitHub, right? So you're going to connect GitHub here like this, right? And then basically sign into your GitHub account. If you don't have one, you're going to have to create one. Give it access, do your sign in, authorize it, right? Very simple kind of stuff. If you've ever logged in through do like a login with Google, that it's the same sort of flow. They say, okay, authorize, give them access, whatever. You just have to follow the things, click save and continue, right? Okay, so once you've done that, you'll get to the same page as me, right? So you're going to make a Render account, give them your credit card details, and then link your GitHub, right? So it's all pretty straightforward. They make it really easy for you. Just follow each step, go through each one of those. They'll really make that. They've really made that process quite simple, but you do have to go through it. And once you've done that, you'll come to this page right here. Okay. Now, when you're on this page, it's basically saying you're going to be deploying a strategy, right? You're going to be running Lumiol strategies, in this case, stock example algo. If you're running something else, if you want to run, the Condor Martingale, or if you want to run the Congress following bot or whatever, you could do it through there as well. But here, I'm running the stock example algo because I want to make sure that all of you guys can follow along, even if you're not subscribers. So what I'll usually do is I'll take this name, I'll put the blueprint name, I'll just call it the same thing as the strategy, kind of just make it simpler so I know what's going on. All you gotta do is fill in the name and then click deploy blueprint. Okay, I'm gonna click that down there. Okay, and then once this thing is running, okay, this is kind of the screen that you'll see. And it'll say here, it's creating background worker stock example algo. Okay, so it's getting everything set up, and give it a few seconds. And once it's ready, this thing will turn, in this case, purple. Okay, and you'll be able to click on this. Okay, so we're going to have to click on, this is the worker that it's creating for us. This is our actual algorithm getting ready right now on render. So it's already getting started. Very cool. So we're going to click on that there. Okay, so a lot of people forget this, by the way. So I want to really point this out. When you're on this blueprint page, you're going to find this when create background worker and click on stock example algo, or whatever the name of the algorithm is. Click on that there, and you'll get into this actual algorithm that's running for you. Okay. So now once you're in here, okay, all we now need to do is we need to go into environment, and we need to set up our environment variables. Okay. What this is going to do for us is it's going to make it so that we can actually link this to the broker. Okay. Remember when we got the API keys? This is where we're going to be putting those API keys. Okay. So you'll click on environment. Okay. You'll click on edit. And then when you go through here, there's a bunch of things they need to fill in. Okay. Really only 3 things they got to fill in. Okay. You need to fill in your API key, your API secret, and then what configuration you want to run. Okay. So I'm going to go back to Alpaca. Remember here, API key, when we generated it, I'm going to take this key, copy, right? And then I'm going to go in here and paste it, right? So where it says Alpaca API key, I'm going to put into value the actual key itself. So it looks like that. Then I'm going to go back to Alpaca, grab the secret, copy, and then paste it into here, right? So very simple. You're just copying over the API key. You're copying over the secret. Very easy, just copying those things over. Okay. Now we're just going to do one more thing. Okay. Now we just need to pick what configuration we want of this, right? And for that, we're going to go back into GitHub, and we're going to see here, again, it was under backtest. There were 2 configurations in here. There's one called TQQQ Inspy, the other one called TQQQ U Pro. Let's say you'll click into them. You'll see which one you want to run. Let's say I want to run this one, for example, TQQQ and U Pro. I like the results of it. I like how this thing works. Okay, let's choose that. So I'm going to copy the name right before the .pdf. I'm going to copy TQQQ underscore U Pro. Copy that. And then that is going to be my config. Okay, and that's it. Those are the 3 things you have to fill in: your API key, your secret, and your config. Just those 3 things, and you're done. Okay. Now, I just want to point out here as well, if you want to use real money, you could also change this over. This is set Alpaca as paper, set to true. You could set this to false if you want to use real money. All you have to do is use the API keys from your real money account, set this to false, and this will now run with real money. Okay. So I just want to point that out for those of you that are subscribers and those of you that want to actually run real money. That's literally all you have to do. It's really, really simple. Okay. So now that I've filled in those 3 things, my API key, my secret, my config, I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to come up here under manual deploy. I'm going to click on that and click deploy latest commit. And click on that button right there. And that's it. And we're done. Okay. Really simple to run this bot, just copying over a few things. The hardest part of this whole process, as you may have seen, is really just opening those accounts. Opening an account with Alpaca, opening an account with Render. Those are kind of the hardest things to do here, right? Once you've filled in those things, you've hit run, you just see it say building. It's going to spin like this. And when it's done, it's going to go green and it's going to have a check mark. It's going to say live and you're done. That's all you had to do to launch this bot, right? Cool. Any questions, guys? Any questions on how to run this? Right. And again, if you guys are subscribers with us, we do also provide live support with this. So if you want, we can get on a call with you, get you help out. We can help you out with anything that you might be stuck on or any help that you need with this stuff, right? Okay, cool. So we're going to let this thing run. Okay, I'm going to go through the rest of these slides here. So again, you click on that background worker, you go to environment, and then you fill in you click on edit. You fill in those secrets, right? API key and all that, all of the 3 missing spots. Click save, then click deploy latest commit. And now we just wait for this thing to turn and go live. That's it. We're done. Okay. Ernesto says, thanks, man. Easy peasy. No problem, Ernesto. Awesome. Yeah, it's quite simple. You know, really the hardest part is just opening those accounts. That's really the hardest part. And you just have to copy things over. And again, if you need any help with this, we do have a whole support staff that can basically get you through all this and help you out with that. Right. Okay, and once it's done, basically is what it's going to look like. You'll see in Alpaca right now, the stock market's closed, so we won't be able to see the actual trades. But if the stock market was open, you would actually be able to go into Alpaca. You'd see under recent orders, you can see here, it's been trading for me. You can actually see what symbol bought. This is what was traded. You can actually see that inside of Alpaca. You can see those trades go through. Okay. All right, there's a successful setup. All right, cool. Any questions around that? I'll give you guys a few seconds. I know sometimes it takes time to type them out. Before we jump into the rest of this, just want to give you guys a quick second to type that out if you need. Again, if you guys are on Zoom, feel free to also turn on your microphones. More than happy to answer questions that way as well. I'm checking here YouTube. If there's any posts there. Cool. Okay, awesome. So if you were able to actually get this launch right now, pat yourself on the back. Congratulations. You have your first algorithm running. All you have to do is open a few accounts and copy those things over. So congratulations. Awesome. And again, you're able to run really any of our strategies. We have lots and lots of different strategies for you guys to choose from with some pretty crazy results. Our Iron Condor strategies are getting some pretty crazy results. Our Alpha Pick strategy is doing really well. Our diversified leverage strategy is doing really well. Our Nancy Pelosi following bot has been doing really well. So we've had quite a few really good strategies that you could choose from. And again, literally over 100 they can choose from when you join our programs. Okay, cool. So let's talk about next steps. Okay. So first off, you can try running a bunch of different strategies. If you are a subscriber to our starter plan, our pro plan, or our all access plan, you will have a lot of different stuff in the strategy library. Feel free to go through a strategy library. There's lots of different things to pick from. You could choose to run any one of the strategies in there. The world is your oyster. There's a lot of stuff there. If you ever need help with that, you can always book a call with one of our staff and we can help you out with that. Make sure that you're, picking the one that makes sense for you and making sure we can help you out with that launch process as well if you need help with it. So taking the next step. So imagine scaling beyond just one basic setup to dozens of proven algorithms. You can run dozens of these things. A lot of our clients are running more than one. I'm running quite a few of them. It really makes a lot of sense. You can diversify and see a lot of these different things running together. You could also access our community that actively develops new strategies every single week. We have lots of these different strategies out there. And we also have our starter, pro, and all access plans that are tailored to your needs. You have quite a few different things to choose from. So now let me tell you about our plans. Okay. So first off, if you go to our website, you'll see our different plans here. Okay. If you go to lumiwealth.com, let me share that link with you. There's our chat. Okay. I just put it into the Zoom chat as well. You can scroll through our website. You can see basically all the different things we have available. But basically, if you go down to the section here, you can click on CR plans. These are our different plans here. We have our starter, pro, and all access plans. Okay. These are 3 different plans. I'm going to talk to you about these right now. And again, we're also having a sale right now. They're going to get 80% off of all these sign-up fees right now. It's a huge sale. This is the biggest sale that we have ever done. And you know, it's what we usually do every new year. We have a nice big sale. So right now, these prices that you're looking at, you can get 80% off of each one of these right now. So it's a wild sale that we have going on. Okay, so let me tell you about each one of our plans. So first of all, our starter plan. Okay? What are you going to get with our starter plan? Okay. First of all, you're going to get our strategy library, right? You're going to get access to 5 different strategies in that strategy library. Okay. You're going to get, so that's going to be our Iron Condor strategy. That's going to be our diversified leverage strategy and a few crypto trading strategies that you're going to get with it. You're going to get our weekly algo building sessions. So meaning every Tuesday, we meet every Tuesday to basically go over creating new strategies. So if you have a strategy in mind, if you've been trading certain things, like you're trading futures or you're trading options, you have some ideas in your mind, you can show up, come to our building sessions on Tuesdays, and we can actually build that for you during these sessions. This is open to anyone in our starter, pro, or all access plan, and you could actually join in and we build these brand new strategies every week. If you want to see how the secret sauce is made, this is the place to be. Or if you want to have your own strategies built, this is where you're going to come in and get that. Okay. Then you're also going to get a lot of educational courses. Okay. You're going to get the algo trading course, right? Or full algorithmic trading course, which will teach you how to build your own trading algorithms, right? From scratch. And then you're also going to get our Python for Finance course, which is going to teach you how to build your own, basically how to use Python to do a lot of manipulation in finance, right? So if you are someone who wants to analyze financial statements, or you want to analyze, you know, stocks and things like that using Python, we will show you how to do that in our Python for Finance course. Okay. If you want to sign up for this, you can go to our website, click on right below starter plan, click learn more. You can get into there, right? When you get there, that takes you to basically lumiwealth.com/starter plan. You can read about the whole plan here, right? All the different features that you get with it. You get your workshops, you get our trading signals, you get our strategy library, you get access to our community, lots of really good stuff here. Okay. And then to purchase, you're just gonna have to click on add to cart. That'll take you to this page over here, right, where you can basically add this to cart. So there you go. Okay, so here it is. There's starter plan, right? And then we do have a coupon code available right now. So I'll show you how that works in a second, but that's going to knock the price down by 80% right now. So you're going to get a huge savings for our New Year's sale. And there's a question here. So Ernesto says, is there a place where I can see the back testing results of the starter plan, starter pack algorithms that come with the plan? Yes, there is. So if you go on our website, you can actually go into here under Algo bots. You'll click on see more bots, right? And these are all the bots that we have available. Not all of them, but you can click on starter plan, right? And these are the ones that are available here. You can basically filter them down. Here's all the different plans they have. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Cool. All right, so that's a starter plan. Okay. Then we have our pro plan, which is a step up. Okay, so our pro plan basically gives you everything from our starter plan, but it also gives you, on top of that, our full library of algorithms, which is a lot of different algorithms in this plan. We say 50 plus. There's actually over 100 different algorithms that you get. All the ones I talked about today, you're going to get access to. We have options algorithms, we have crypto algorithms, we have futures algorithms, we have stock trading algorithms. They're really easy to run. Like I showed you today, you hit that one click button and you can run that strategy very simply that way, right? We're constantly creating new strategies all the time, so you stay ahead of market changes. And this is ideal for serious traders who want top tier tools and variety, right? So our pro plan, if you go to our website again, is down here, right? So here's our pro plan. This one normally is $3,998 for a sign up fee, but right now it's 80% off as part of our New Year's sale, and then $199 a month. Right. And again, if you want to sign up, you click learn more and it'll take you to that page. It will explain all the details that you get with it. And you can actually place that purchase there. Right. Okay. So that's our pro plan. And then we have our all access plan, which is basically everything from the starter plan and pro plan. And then you're also going to get a bunch of advanced courses that will teach you how to build your own trading algorithms. If you want to learn how to make your own trading algorithms, you're going to get access to our algorithmic trading course. You're going to get our options algo trading course. You're going to get our course that teaches you how to use AI in trading. You're going to get our crypto algo trading course. You're going to get our blockchain development course, and you're going to get a bunch more on top of that as well. So if you want to learn how to make your own algorithms, the all access plan will give you full access to that. You're also going to get one-on-one support and custom strategy development. So if you need help building your own strategy, we're going to get involved. We're going to help you out actually building your own strategy with this all access plan. And you're going to get a white glove service that basically will help you, will fully tailor things to you. We'll actually get in there. We'll get our developers involved and help you actually build out these strategies. So the all access plan is basically the full thing that we have, all of our strategies, all of our courses, and we'll give you full service if you need help actually building these things out or customizing them, that sort of thing. We'll actually help you out with that as well. Okay. If you go to our website, you'll see that our all access plan is normally $9,998 as a sign-up fee, and then $400 a month or $399 a month afterwards. Right now, we do have, again, that 80% off sale. So if you want to save yourself, on this case, $8,000, you'll save $8,000 on this plan right now during our New Year's sale. So this is, if you're going to sign up, this is the perfect time to sign up, right? Okay, cool. So that's our all access plan, our starter, pro, and all access plan. Okay. And I did promise you this coupon code. Here is that coupon code. If you want to get 80% off right now, 80% off the sign up fee for any of our plans. It's valid only until January 21st. If you use this code at checkout. So you basically will check out here. Let me show you how it looks. Here's a starter plan that I put into the cart, right? You can see this is $2,267 after taxes. I'll put in this coupon code here, apply the coupon, and all of a sudden you see that $2,200 drops down to only $539. Very significant savings. For our pro plan, which is actually, this is just our starter plan, you're saving $1,600. If you're going with our pro plan, you're going to be saving even more money. Let me show you this on our all access plan. You're going to save $8,000 right now if you sign up to our all access plan. It is the best deal that we have ever had on any of our courses, and it's only available until January 21st. All right, so if you guys are going to sign up, this is definitely time to do it. Okay. So let me share with you guys here in the chat. This is the coupon code NYSF, so New Year's SF, 80%. Right. Okay. So if you want to upgrade your trading, you guys want to actually run these trading algorithms and start making some real money doing trading the way that all the professionals are doing, you can get access to that. We'll not only give you all the algorithms that we have, we'll show you how to make your own trading algorithms. We'll help you build your own. You could get into this world and get into it in a big way. Right. Very cool. Okay, all right. So are you guys ready to transform? Basically, don't settle for the grind. Make sure you automate and scale your strategies. You want to join hundreds of thriving students, basically, with our strategies and community. We have lots of people that have signed up to this program that are running these strategies and getting some great results. Actually, when we launch our new website, you'll be able to see how all these other people have ran with their strategies. Not only will you be able to see the ones that we're running, you'll be able to see what other people are running as well. And you can share yours with the rest of the world too if you want to do that. And it's basically just click the link, pick your plan and step into a brand new era of trading. Right. Okay, cool. Any questions around anything we've covered today? We showed you a couple of different algorithms. We showed you some of our plans, showed you some of our trading courses. You guys have any questions of anything that we've covered today? If you guys do have questions in the future as well, you guys can always email me personally, rob@lumiwealth.com. If you have any questions, you can also go to our website here. If you go to the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little chat window here. Okay, so if you ever have a question, you can actually click down here and you can get in touch with one of our reps very easily. Okay, just click chat with us now. You can get that. Or you could also go and set up a phone call. Right? If you go under more, go book a demo, and you could actually speak with someone over the phone. You could actually book a time and have a conversation with one of our staff to walk you through any questions that you might have. If you have anything you want to know more about, you want to learn more about our strategies, you want to learn more about our courses, or if you just want to get help actually setting up. This is also, if you're already a subscriber, you can book a call here and we can get you all set up and good to go. Right. Ernesto says, thanks for your presentation, sir. It's a great deal indeed. I definitely agree with you, Ernesto. This is the biggest sale that we have ever made, 80% off of our sign-up fee. It's only available for 2 weeks. So if you guys want to sign up, now is the time to do it. We have never made a sale this big before, ever. So 2 weeks, if you guys want to get our top trading algorithms, if you want to be part of our courses to teach you how to build your own trading algorithms, if you want to get access to our new tools that we're constantly innovating, coming out with, you're going to get access to all that stuff. If you want to join our Tuesday sessions where we're constantly making new algorithms, or if you have a trading strategy in mind, we can actually build that for you. You could get all that for 80% off right now, only for the next 2 weeks. Right? Cool. Awesome. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them now. Right? Or, okay, thank you. No problem. No problem. Thanks, guys. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them right now, or you can click on, again, the chat window, bottom right-hand corner, or you can actually book a call through this book a demo button here. Right. Okay. Cool. Well, thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure. If you guys do join, I'll see you guys sometime next week. We do have our sessions every Tuesday. So if you want to join us on Tuesday, after you sign up, we can actually start building some algorithms together. We can get you guys all set up with all the really cool stuff that we have available for you. All right. Okay. Hope you guys have a great day. And again, Happy New Year's. It's been a pleasure. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the night.